Hello everyone. Today I'll be reading The Tiara Club, Princess Charlotte and the Birthday Ball. As usual, today I'll be reading the first 2 chapters of this book. If you'd like to see the continuation of this story, please do look out for my future videos. And now let's begin. Hi, I'm Charlotte, Princess Charlotte. I'm very pleased to meet you. And I'm so glad you're going to keep me company at the Princess Academy. It's a very special school for special princesses. And I don't know how Princess Perfetta and Princess Florine got in. But you? You're exactly right. So, welcome to the Academy. I've been wondering if you've ever had one of those days when absolutely everything goes wrong. You have? Well, my very first day at the Princess Academy was just like that. Chapter 1. I stood in the doorway and stared. I'd never seen a school dormitory before, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a long, thin room, and although the walls were a lovely rose pink, it was so empty. Just 6 cupboards, 6 chairs, and 6 beds arranged in neat and tidy rows. And a thought hit me. Zonk! I was going to have to share with 5 other princesses? I gasped. I did my best to pretend it was a short cough, but it wasn't easy. And then I saw something else, and my mouth dropped open, and I totally couldn't close it. Not one of the beds had satin sheets. They were plain white cotton. They did look very sparkly clean, but all the same, how could any princess be expected to sleep on plain cotton sheets? Now, dear, unpack your things and make yourself at home. Queen Gloriana smiled at me as if everything was perfectly normal and waved me towards the bed by the window. You're the first here in Rose's room, but the other princesses will be arriving any minute. They're all lovely girls, and I'm sure you'll be great friends. My new headmistress waved again as she swept away, her long velvet skirt brushing the floor as she went. Thank you, Your Majesty, I said as politely as I could, but my heart was thumping. I hurried to the window and looked out, and I was just in time to see my father's golden coach glinting in the sunshine before I turned the corner of the drive and disappeared. If I hadn't heard someone coming up the stairs, I would have hauled my eyes out. I mean, what was this place? I'd been reading up about the Royal Palace Academy for the preparation of perfect princesses for ages. The brochure was full of pictures of sweeping staircases and a magical lake with swans floating on their own reflections. Best of all, there was the Princess Academy annual birthday ball. It looked fabulous. Imagine the most wonderful ballroom ever, with a dark blue ceiling lit by millions of the tiny sparkly stars, and lots of the most beautiful princesses in lovely, lovely dresses twirling round and round the floor. And it all happened on the very first evening of the new school year. I'd been dreaming about the birthday ball. I could so imagine every head turning as I drifted onto the dance floor. I decided that my dress would be soft pink with lots of swirly petticoats, and my tiara would be so sparkly that everyone would be completely dazzled. No one would ever notice my hair was a little bit moussey and my nose wasn't exactly perfect, because if I was at the Princess Academy birthday ball, then I'd be beautiful too. I nagged and nagged Mom and Dad until they said I could go to the academy. And then I nagged a whole lot more until Mom agreed to let me have the dress I'd imagined. It wasn't exactly right, but it was very nearly. I counted every single day until the beginning of the term. But as I stared miserably out of the window, I knew I made a huge mistake. Queen Gloriana was scary. The school was too big. The dormitory was horrid. I didn't want to share a room with anyone, let alone 5 girls I'd never ever met. I decided I absolutely had to run away at once. "Hello," said a voice from the doorway, and I turned, blinking hard so whoever it was wouldn't see I was nearly crying. Chapter 2. You know how sometimes you see someone and you just know you're going to be best friends? Well, it was like that when I saw Princess Alice. She's got such pretty pink cheeks and dark hair that sort of bubbles around her face, and the loveliest smile. She was smiling as she came bouncing into the room. "It's a bit grim, isn't it?" she said cheerfully. "My big sister was here last year, and she told me it was like prison. It's supposed to be good for us and make us grateful for what we've got at home." She flung her suitcase onto the bed next to mine. "Do you mind?" she asked. "Only I don't want to be next to someone I don't like." I felt a sort of glow inside. "That's fine by me," I said. Alice agreed. "Let's hope the others are okay." My sis was next to a princess who was so untidy the whole dormitory was always getting minus tiara points, and she snored. I couldn't help giggling, but I didn't know what she meant. "What are tiara points?" "It's brilliant!" Alice's eyes sparkled. "When you get 500, if you ever do, you get to join the Tiara Club." She sighed ecstatically. "I can't wait! There's a fantastically wonderful party to celebrate, and you're given a whole load of presents, and you get to go up to the second year. And then you're a senior, and you'll stay in Silver Tower, and you have such a fantastic time." "Whoa," I said. I was just about to ask what happened if you didn't get 500 points when the door banged open and 4 more girls came bursting into the room. When they saw me and Alice, they stopped and stood up straight and dusted themselves down. The tallest, who was ever so beautiful in a very pale blonde kind of way, swept us the most amazing courtesy. She went right down to the floor and she didn't wobble one bit. "Good afternoon," she said, and her voice was very sweet and clear. "I'm Princess Sophia. These are my friends, the Princesses Katie, Emily, and Daisy." "I'm Alice," Alice said, and she curtsied back. And she didn't wobble either. I felt a tiny bit odd. Every time I tried to curtsy, I fell over. Princess Katie winked at me. She had dancing green eyes and red gold hair that curled all over her head. "Don't be put off by Sophia," she said. "She just can't help showing off. It's a terrible bore for her, being so beautiful, but she's alright really. Who are you?" "I'm Princess Charlotte," I said. "I've only just got here." Katie nodded. "Us too," she said, and she sat down on a bed with a most unprincessy flump. "Are you excited about the ball tonight?" "We are." "What are you going to wear? Is your dress here? Can we see it?" I shook my head. "I've only got my everyday dresses. My ball gowns are coming later in the luggage cart." "Mine too," Alice chipped in. "Gran said there wasn't any room in the coach," she giggled. She and Grandpapa came with me, and they both insisted on wearing their coronation robes, and there was only just room for me and the teeniest suitcase. Princess Emily laughed. I thought she was a serious kind of girl, but when she laughed, her blue eyes twinkled. "We all came in Sophia's coach. It's enormous. We rattled about inside like peas in a great big golden pot, but it did mean we could pile loads of luggage on the roof." Her voice suddenly trailed away, and she went quite pale. "What's the matter, Em?" asked Princess Daisy. She was the littlest of us, and she had long black hair and the biggest brown eyes you ever saw. She patted Emily's hand anxiously. "What happened?" "The luggage," Emily said. "I know the coachman brought in our cases from inside the coach, but I'm almost sure he didn't fetch anything from the outside." There was a terrible silence. Then Sophia said, Are you quite sure, Emily? Katie dashed to the window and peered out. I can see our cases piled up by the steps, she said. And the trunks? Emily asked, her voice trembling. Oh, do say they're there. Katie leaned out so far, I was scared she'd fall, but she didn't. She put herself back in, her eyes shining. Quick, she said. The coach is still there. The coachman's talking to the footman by the front door, and the trunks are on the roof.